Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviriyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May God protect both teacher and student. May He nourish us together. May we work together with great energy. May our studies be enlightening. May there be no hate among us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Any questions, any comments, or any clarification that you are seeking before we speak on subject for today? Any doubts concerning different asanas or pranayama that we do, or any such related matter? Today is the day. Every Tuesday is the time when you could ask, and I'm able to give you clarification as much as I can.
Good morning, Acharya.
Good morning.
Last class we had a discussion about yama. Today we will discuss about niyama in details.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. That is the subject for today. But apart from that, if there is anything that you need to ask.
Acharya, I just wanted to know about the significance of eclipse. We recently had the solar eclipse, and is it something to do with the spiritual life, or is it just one of the rituals that people do? Eclipse as a physical phenomenon is there, but what we associate it with, on the religious level, that is something
Yeah. Yes. So as far as the eclipses are concerned, as you know, this is the phenomena of the planetary position among several million planetary positions that are happening. Very few, very extremely few of them are known to us, no matter how technologically we are advanced. But out of what we know are these eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse are happen to be popular. Now, as you probably understand, that this planetary position is part of the movement of cosmic energy. Everything in this manifestation is nothing but energy. And this energy has its own significance, and it is that energy which changes the position of different planets. So the planetary position is governed by this energy. And it is part of this divine design and has its own purpose. As far as the question of significance, spiritual significance attached to it, my instant reply could be that there is nothing which does not have spiritual influence or spiritual importance. Everything that happens in this manifested cosmic manifestation, everything has a spiritual significance. It is only question how we relate it to it. Now, solar eclipse, for instance, has also a very vital significance as far as our evolution is concerned. Now, it is, when we say evolution, I mean it's not just human evolution, but every form of life, considering the planet itself. So Earth planet itself is considered to be a life. It has a life, and the Earth also evolves. The what we call the gross Earth to us is innate, but it is actually a thriving life. Now, how does it work? Briefly, I could explain. Usually, this eclipse allows us to release habits, behaviors, and emotions that prevent us from manifesting our intentions, our desires. Now, it could be of desire of any kind. It releases those habits and intentions and behaviors because it is the energy which is blocked by lunar. So the solar energy for that point of time, for that period, stops. And without that solar energy reaching us, there is a definite effect on us. Now, it does not happen only during that time. It starts happening as the sun is being covered partially. So the energy reduces, and that is what is blocking our emotions and prevent us from manifesting the desires. As I said, intentions and desires of any kind. There are astrologers, most of them are ancient astrologers, not the modern age astrologers, but ancient astrologers. They believed that solar eclipses were highly karmic event, although it is happening all the time. It's not rare. It has been happening for millions of years. So they attached importance by attributing that to highly karmic event, and that helped to balance the scale of justice in the world. How does that happen? It creates a balance of the scale of justice in the world. They were considered portal openers. Different portals opens up. Now, this is very subtle, so it is easy to miss it out. People cannot identify, but in a subtle manner, different portals opens up. And in such case, it helped us to balance our justice. When we say justice, it does not mean a judgment, but it just means creating a balance of positivity, negativity, goodness to evil, all different polars. Everything has a plural existence. So if there is no goodness, there is no evil. If there is no evil, there is no goodness. There is no negativity, there is no positivity. So to have positivity, there must be existence of negativity. So to maintain a balance, the eclipse helps the energy that is blocked during that time. So they were portal openers, helping us to raise our consciousness. How do we raise our consciousness? Only through meditation. It is probably one of the best times to meditate upon the planetary changes, the movement of different planets. And but before meditating, of course, there's some amount of study required, so you are aware of the movements of different planets at different point of time and the significance of it. If you meditate upon it, it enhances your conscious level of consciousness. So it helps us raise our consciousness and access to higher frequencies. And higher frequencies you can access when you are in stillness and silence and meditating upon these cosmic changes in planetary position. It just does not happen without any purpose. It's just that it is so subtle, and most of us are so busy in our modern rat race that we do not attach any importance to it. We do not realize how significant it is. During solar eclipse, there is a shift in vibration and frequency of energy. This is normal. I'm sure all of you might have observed. During the eclipse, there are changes in our mental attitude. So you are either easily emotionally disturbed, or you are easily in position to understand the emotions of people around you. Either way, either you are emotionally imbalanced during that time, and there are people who have been practicing meditations and studies, so they remain balanced, and because they are in balance, they have access or they have ability to understand the emotions of people around them. But in any case, during this period of eclipse, there is a shift in our emotions, what we call moods. So either you become very, let's say, aloof, or like to be by yourself, do not like to mingle with people, or you are able to be friendly with people to understand their emotions. Either case, it depends on your own ability of accepting the energy change. So there's a shift in vibration of and frequency of energies on the earth. So it is not only people on earth, or even animals. You might have realized the behavior of animals change. Very famous is, there is a study which says that it is noticed or observed that spiders dismantle their web just before the eclipse. And they again spread their web soon after the eclipse is past. So they have the sense to realize the happening of the eclipse. It does affect them. Animals, for example, sea animals, different pieces of fishes and sea creatures have greater effect of lunar eclipse. Not as much as solar eclipse, but lunar eclipse affects the sea life much greater. Solar eclipse also affects the birds, for instance, or different animals. Their behavior changes. And so it is not only human, but it affects also animal life. Also plants and bushes and trees and flora and fauna during eclipse, they are noticed that they appear to be lifeless. They do not have the glow. They do not have the brilliance as otherwise. It is all based upon the blockage of energy. That's all it is. So once you're aware of it and you meditate upon it, and it is recommended that during eclipse, if you could meditate upon your third eye, it is considered to be very significant. It helps to activate your third eye. If you are able to concentrate and study and meditate upon. Sorry. As I said, animals have the effect. Sea life has effect. flora, fauna, as I've heard, there is a saying that the locals in local origin of America, the Americans, the American Indian, they have a saying that the eclipse, especially the solar eclipse, is known as the Shamana. So Shamans is the name for solar eclipse, represents powerful time of healing. Traditionally, the American Indian used to use that period for greater healing. Now, it does not mean healing on the wound, but healing of your emotions, healing of your soul. And that happens because the planetary position or alignment of the sun with moon and earth. Eclipse is nothing but the planetary position bringing alignment of sun, moon, and earth. And when that happens, it has the enhanced power of healing. So, and they also recommended not as much in saying the word, using word meditation, but they used to maintain solitude and silence. So there was during that period, they tried to, the tribes, different tribes used to get separated and be by themselves and maintain stillness and silence. Of course, they go into solitude. They had the possibility of being in solitude. And therefore they say, they believed that this planetary position helped them in healing their emotions. And when it says emotions, it could be searching, going within your soul, searching your soul, looking for your soul, realizing that you are connected with that energy, the energy that is pervading everywhere. You are that energy and you are in that energy. Even the Native Americans believed it. And that by healing, they believed that by healing emotions, you are able to achieve the oneness and reduce the differences of, differences of mental attitudes and differences of your belief systems. So they utilize that period to bridge their differences, to heal their differences and emotions, and therefore it helped them to create oneness, unity among their own tribes. So, as I said, the eclipses is something that happens. Science has its own saying about it, how it happens, why it happens, but spiritually speaking, it is the divine design of movement of energy that moves the different planets into different formation. And that formation has its own purpose, intentions, and greater influence on every kind of life that exists. And probably you know the life is not limited only on this planet. There is a life elsewhere as well. It's just that we do not know yet, but there is a life in many more planets than Earth. Different shape, form of life, that does not matter. But all of them, at least in our solar system, they are affected. We have many more solar systems. Ours is just one of them. I can only give that kind of information up to now. Not that I have studied much about it.
Thank you, Acharya ji. I got some idea.
So
Acharya ji,
हाँ जी,
just as we are doing yogas and so only we are doing around 1 hour, yeah, 45 minutes. So in evening or other time, we must do the yogas. So how much we can do? कितना होना चाहिए?
आप जब योगा बोलते हैं तो आप आई बिलीव दैट आप आसन और प्राणायाम की बात कर रहे हैं ना?
या
हाँ, तो उसको आप योगा मत बोलिए, बिकॉज योगा इज एवरीथिंग, योगा इज योर लाइफस्टाइल। योगा तो पूरा दिन चलता रहता है इफ यू आर अवेयर। हाँ, आसना और प्राणायाम आप 1 आवर 2 आवर्स कर सकते हैं, आपके पास कितना टाइम है और आप कितना एंजॉय करते हो। 2 घंटा करने से ये नहीं होता कि आपने 2 आवर्स कर लिया। दैट्स नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट। हाउ मच आर यू एंजॉइंग, हाउ मच यू लविंग इट। If you love what you are doing in half an hour is enough. But if you are able to love it doing 2 hours, तो करो। Even 2 hours is good. Even 12 hours प्राणायाम कर सकते हो आप। All 12 hours when you are awake, you can do pranayam. Pranayama क्या है? Pranayama is that you are constantly aware of your breath. आप different emotions में, different mood में, different situation में, different environment में आपकी breathing कैसी है? What is your breathing pattern? आप वो notice करो, वो प्राणायाम हो गया। आप खुश हैं, if something that gives you pleasure, आपकी breathing अलग होगी। If something that makes you sad, आपकी breathing अलग होगी। If something that makes you angry, आपकी breathing अलग होगी। But we do not know it at that time. बाद में हमको पता लगता है, but that time we do not know. If you start knowing it right there and there, that's pranayam. That you know कि आपकी breathing क्या हो रही है। मैंने पहले बताया था, breathing is not just inhaling oxygen. Breathing हम जो कहते हैं प्राणायाम, वो प्राणा जो वाइटल फोर्स है जो हम इनहेल कर रहे हैं, उसको हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि व्हेन वी आर ब्रीथिंग नाउ, ब्रीथिंग तो चलता रहता है एनी टाइम, यू आर, देयर इज नॉट अ मोमेंट विदाउट ब्रीथिंग, बट उसमें से हम व्हाट्स आवर एटीट्यूड ईच टाइम, आर वी एबल टू हैव द फीलिंग ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड कि मैं आई एम इन पोजिशन टू ब्रीथ, आई एम अलाइव बिकॉज आई एम ब्रीथिंग, आई एम अलाइव बिकॉज आई एम एबल टू ब्रीथ the sufficient amount of prana, the energy. हो सकता है कि you are in a situation कि जहां पर आपको breathing कर सकते हो, but you feel choking, you feel suffocated. वो क्यों होता है? Because उस वक्त वहां की energy अलग होती है. That energy has no prana. That energy has a less amount of prana, which provides you oxygen, but does not provide you the life-sustaining power, which is prana. There are particles which are so subtle that no matter whatever amount of science that we have developed cannot identify that particle, but they are there. तो उसको हम अगर if you are able to think about it all the time, you are in pranayama. जो हम करते हैं, that's only to know के अलग अलग प्राणायाम से we are cleaning up our nostril passages, our the breathing जो हमारी पाइप है यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक जाती है, and then the prana spreads different parts. As I said, there are 5 pranas, no? So each prana has its own role to play. So taking inhalation through nostril is just one little thing. उसके बाद क्या होता है? That if you are able to meditate or study or think and be grateful for that, वो प्राणायाम हो गया. तो आपके पास कितना टाइम है, आप कितना कर सकते हो, you are able to do as long as you want to. हम सिर्फ जो 45 मिनट करते हैं, it's only a sampling, it's only a getting used to doing it, that's all. That's not enough. It is enough if you are doing full-heartedly, devotionally, giving all the importance to it. That's why I keep saying you have to be present mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm just saying, if you're going to the temple for whatever puja, whatever that you want to do, you attach importance, significance to that. Same attachment, same importance if you attach to this 45 minutes, that's enough. But unfortunately, आजकल most people like to do yoga because they can talk about it to their friends कि मैं yoga करता हूँ. That's also okay. ठीक है, वो भी ठीक है. There is nothing wrong about it. I'm not making no judgment. But उसका the real sense में वो enough नहीं है. तो आपकी इच्छा कितना आप टाइम है आप कर सकते हैं.
But we must take precautions by that what asanas or yogas must be doing after food and on empty stomach. Mostly morning yogas and asanas are good as we are empty stomach.
हाँ, डिपेंड क्या कर रहे हैं आप, but so far जो हम कर रहे हैं उसमें it's good to do it in the empty stomach. But as I said, asana is very small amount of your spiritual life. It's very small. It is not great. If you are 70 or 80 or आपकी body, there is a wear and tear. You cannot do certain things, which is okay. You have to listen to your body. Or even if you are 20 years, but you have certain physical problems, and if you can't do certain things, that's perfectly all right. Never take it to your mind that you are unable to do it. That negativity is registered. आप accept कर लो कि मेरे से ये नहीं होता है. That's okay. उससे कोई problem नहीं है. प्राणायाम तो हर कोई कर सकता है. Everybody can do breathing exercise. और वो बहुत important है. I give more importance to pranayama compared to asanas. पतंजलि जब हम स्टडी करते हैं उसमें उसने यही लिखा है कि asanas are only designed for your body to sustain, कि आप धारणा और ध्यान में आप बैठ सके without movement in stillness. वो आप कभी कर सकते हैं when you are physically fit enough. And to be physically fit, you have to do certain asanas, basic asanas. So purpose of asanas is to have flexibility, maintaining balance of your body. हमारी body is divided not only left, right, or top or bottom. It has its own dimensions. उसका balance होना जरूरी है. So flexibility and balance of your different dimensions, physical dimensions, is asana. Pranayama is more important because it works on your internal organs, which is connected to your mind or your thinking, your emotions, your feelings. And the greater importance is to just sit quietly. Just sit quietly, doing nothing. Doing nothing is a great thing to do. आप अपने आप को try कीजिए. How much are you able to sit doing nothing? Without your knowing, your mind will be doing so much. Physically, you may stop doing, but mentally, you are so busy. So, whoa. And that is what is also known as moving from one frequency to another frequency. And when you are able to upgrade your frequency by maintaining silence and stillness, you don't have to do anything. Things are revealed to you. The knowledge, the portals opens up. There are voices, there are images, there are things that comes to you. It is also known as your angels start talking to you. You don't have to, you just have to be a listener, a good listener. That all happens when you are absolutely in physically and mentally in stillness. And that is the most important thing to practice. So, Chaitali, now I start to the point of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. We were talking about yamas last time. Now, let us speak about niyama, the second aspect.
Yes, yes.
So, like there are 8 or 4 different or 5 different things to do, don't do in niyama. Things are what you must follow, what you must do. And these are also 5. What are those 5? First, soch. It's called soch. Soch is swach, it's cleanliness. So this is something one must practice. Now, what is swach? What is soch of cleanliness? It's not just cleanliness of place around you or your house or your place where you do your sadhana, but it's a purity of mind, purity of your intentions, purity of your speech. So it's a purity of body, mind, and speech. And that's why I think I mentioned earlier, the Gandhiji used to practice this, and he used to give spread the symbol of closing mouth, ears, and eyes. You know, that purity means you do not speak something which you are not sure about personally. Do not listen, purity of listening. Do not listen to useless whispering, useless gossiping, useless talk. When I say useless for you, because your journey is evolution, spiritual. I'm making no judgment that something is useful and other thing is useless. Useless in the sense of your own journey of spiritual evolution. Some subject that is not helping you evolving is useless for you. So try not to listen. Do not give ears to those subjects which does not help you in spiritual evolution. So that's purity of listening. Purity of speaking is something, do not speak which hurts others or which subject that you personally do not know. Don't speak, maintain silence. That's purity of speech. Purity of mind is nothing but purity of your thoughts. As it says that when you are with people, mind your tongue, and when you are alone, mind your thought. When you are alone, just by yourself, what kind of thoughts are you getting? Just observe, witness, notice. Are those thoughts repetitive? Are those thoughts that are repeating? Or are these thoughts every time new? Are these thoughts of constructive by nature or destructive by nature? Are these thoughts of kindness or helpful? Or are these thoughts of based on greed, lust, ego? What kind of thoughts are these? What nature of thought? When you start watching your thoughts, the purity comes slowly. You will realize that most of the thoughts are actually of no use to you in terms of spiritual evolution. That's the purity of mind. And purity of body, of course. You do need to maintain your body hygienic, and body should be in a position to help sitting in dhyana or dharana for a longer period of time. And for that, you do need to have, if your body is not maintained well, if it is, for instance, you have not cleaned yourself sufficiently, you will not forget about people around you. You yourself will feel uncomfortable. And that's why cleanliness, physical cleanliness is required. not for impressing others, but for your own feel-good factor, that you feel better if you're physically clean. So purity in that sense, purity of your physical body, your thoughts, your speech, your hearing, your seeing, whatever you see. Like I said earlier, we have these tools or organs that are receiving the senses. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin are the senses that receives the external world. And if you purify those, it helps purifying your thoughts. And that was the first thing to follow, Soch. Second is Santosha. Santosha is feeling of fulfillment. You must feel that what you possess is more than sufficient. Contentment. The greed, the desire has no end unless there is a check. And that check happens only when you do the spiritual studies and meditations, and you realize that the greed and the desires are limitless. Ultimately, it does not go with you, and it is not helpful evolving your spiritual understanding. So you need to have what is required to sustain your life, or to make your life comfortable. But you can be comfortable in having a house of 2 rooms, and you cannot be comfortable even if you have a house of 5 rooms. It's a question of your greed desires, your contentment, your how much are you able to say this is enough and I'm happy, I'm fulfilled with what I have. As I said earlier, rich is the one whose requirements are less. Be content. That's what is the second thing that he recommended for yogic life, to follow the yogic life, that you must develop this quality of contentment. Third is tapas. Tapas is not what we call samadhi or meditation. No. In here, the tapas is, in this context, means persistence. That if you are on the path of following a yogic life, whatever is the teaching, whatever is the study that you have to do, abhyas, the study of yogic life, you must remain persistent. It is not that you do once in a week and then whenever you feel like thinking or studying about it or practicing about it, you do. That is not yogic life. That's not what was recommended by Patanjali. Patanjali recommended that you must adopt a lifestyle and follow it up persistently. So what we do 2, 3, 4 times a week, it's a good beginning, but be persistent. Do it every 3 days, every 4 days in a week. Be persistent and stay with it. Do not take an easy escape out of it. That is tapas, sadhana. The fourth one is swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is a study. Swadhyaya is practicing. Swadhyaya is study of scriptures, listening to your teachers, listening to your masters or gurus, or following the advice of scriptural knowledge, the wisdom, the ancient wisdom available in different scriptures. Study. Although it is not your experience up to now, but you rely upon the experiences of those ancient masters or teachers whom you have placed a trust, placed a faith upon. You believe that this teaching of this master is of greater help to me for evolution, to understand the spiritual subject of yoga. So study of scriptures, and most important is contemplation, which is known as, first is the Shravana. Shravana is listening or reading, and other thing is Manana, contemplation. Go on doing, asking question to your own self to find answer by yourself. Contemplate. So Swadhyaya is studying of scriptures in form of listening, in form of reading. And the second aspect is to contemplate, to do the manan about what you heard, what you read. And that's very important, that you be in touch with the higher studies, spiritual studies concerning your spiritual evolution. And the last aspect of niyama is, sorry, Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana is nothing but a bhakti, a devotion, that you must have attitude of surrender, attitude of devotion, accepting the power of supreme energy, power of cosmic energy, the power of your own higher self, the spirit. We as a soul must identify the greater energy of your spirit or your cosmic spirit and devotion, bhakti, gratitude, surrender to that higher energy by developing. So for instance, when we do in yoga Surya Namaskar, it is very important that you close your eyes with the attitude of gratitude. Try to visualize the sun or sun rays, and mentally do the affirmation of surrendering to that higher energy, to the higher power of sun, and with the gratitude offer the salutation. Now, this is one of the example of developing the attitude of devotion, attitude of believing there is a greater power. And that greater power is nothing but your own soul, your own spirit. This is the recommendation under the Patanjali Yoga Sutra in Niyama. So, is anybody, any question about these 5 aspects of Niyama? The Yama that we did last was 5 things that one must avoid. And these are the Niyama, 5 things one should follow.
I have a question regarding this Santosha fulfillment. Like how to draw a line between minimization and maximization. I'll give you an example of this thing. Like I have got an opportunity to perform, and we friend decided to do that, and I committed myself. At that time, it was heavy rain because I stay in a town, and all my friends stay in metro city nearby only, the place they have decided to for rehearsal. So for heavy rain, I couldn't go there, And that time I was thinking that if I had a car, I would have gone there. So uh, that because of that I lost that opportunity. That is due to minimization. And at the same time, I have a teacher who is now retired, and she has got her son. She is alone. Her son settled in Delhi and well established, and she has got a house, two houses at in this my town. And that day I was talking, she was saying, now I am thinking that by building up those two houses, uh, have I done any mistake? There is a regret. So how to draw a line between this minimization and maximization? For minimization, I have lost the opportunity, and for my maximization, in the future I will have the regret. So if I don't want to get into the trap, how to lead our life in a balanced way?
I would say whatever that happens for a purpose. So if you could not go because of the rain, you need to accept it. Now, it is our mind that we think, oh, if I had a car, I could have make it. But that's only your thought of your mind. In reality, it is not there. And so first thing is that accept the reality. In reality, you could not go. Period. Accept it, be happy about it. Do not regret. Maybe that is what's supposed to happen, and that's how it unfolded. Second thing, you might think of future, that in future, if I don't want to miss such opportunity, I should acquire this four-wheeler or car so I do not miss. Now, that is something that entirely upon you. If you want to acquire, go about it. If you feel that you do not need it, don't do it. Fact is, for each event, each incident, stay with that. Do not relate it to the next, to the future. That I don't want to miss it in future. That's something that has not happened. You are going forward in future. Do not have to do that. In the particular case, you missed it because it was raining. Fair enough. It was not meant for you. You wanted it, but the destiny did not want it. And so you could not go. Accept it. That's what I would say. About your friend or your teacher, it's just a matter of realization at some point of time that you realize, and that realization happens because of the wisdom that revealed to you. It's not your doing it, but at certain point of time, this revelation happens, and you realize that having two houses or three houses or whatever is not required. I don't need it, and why would I need to have so many possessions? And that happens to everybody, whether it is about houses, about clothes, about relation, about your study, whatever. Let it happen. Be aware of it. It only indicates that you be content. Be content. Whether you are satisfied with one house or having three houses. Limit your requirements. If your requirement is to have three houses, have it. There is nothing wrong about having three houses. But after having three houses, if you think of having fourth and fifth and sixth, that's the trouble. You need to draw a line. What's your requirements?
And as a karma, like karma is the main thing. Can I just live under the destiny? It is my destiny. I must. It. If it has to happen, it will happen.
Well, that is the fact. That is the fact. There is no denying about it. But at the same time, you do not have to just sit do nothing and wait for destiny to do whatever it requires. You have to put your efforts as well. Your karma yoga is important. That's why in Gita, as you probably know, the first 6 chapters are only devoted to karma yoga. You have to put your efforts. You have to do karma. And then whatever is the result, whatever ultimately happens is the part of destiny. But just because you know that I will have only what is in my destiny, therefore I should sit quiet and do nothing, that's incorrect. That's not a right way to live your life. You do put your efforts, you do perform your roles, whatever is your role of whatever activity that you accept. Perform your roles to your best ability and just live it. The result is part of destiny.
Okay. Thank you, Acharya.
I don't know whether everybody is awake or sleeping, because I don't see most of them. It's okay if you fall asleep. It's okay. That's also okay. I have no problem. You can easily fall asleep.
Acharya ji, can you explain a bit more about Shraddha? Shraddha you are talking about. Can you explain a bit more about it?
Well, what is your understanding of Shraddha before I say anything?
Shraddha is a feeling of fulfillment of gratitude by seeing or by talking or by listening. This I feel from my heart.
Well, I misunderstood. I thought you are talking about Shraddha. Shraddha, as my vocabulary of Hindi, I understand Shraddha as a trust or faith or belief. Is that right?
No, not.
Yes. Shraddha means believe.
Yes.
Shraddha is combined with gratitude also.
Okay. Yeah, of course, everything is connected to your attitude, but fair enough. I think
Gratitude.
gratitude. Yeah. It's today it's not enough, but in any case, the quality of gratitude, fulfillment, developing the approach of gratitude is essential. In any case, whether you're following yoga or not, or you're doing whatever you do, your feeling of gratefulness or thankfulness or gratitude is very important. If you are not thankful for everything, then you are not started your spiritual life at all. You have to be thankful for even smallest thing. You may take it for granted that this had to happen, so happen. So why need I? No. You have to be thankful even for smallest thing that could happen to you and around you. Develop that feeling of gratitude, which is so important. It makes you, not only that, it makes you humble. It makes it releases the power of your yoga, your ego. It releases the power of your ego. More you have the feeling of thankfulness, gratitude, gratefulness, you are keeping your ego, in control. And keeping ego in control is essential for your evolution.
Is gratitude means Shraddha then?
I do not know. As I said, Shraddha to me means belief system and system of trust and faith and things like. But it is also correlated to gratefulness and gratitude. If your question was a quality of Shraddha in context of gratefulness, I would say yes, it is a quality one must have and develop it if don't have.
But when we are going to temple, then we are going with Shraddha. Then when we are just studying under somebody, when we are learning somebody, that should be, there should be Shraddha. Then when we are feeling grateful to somebody, then that is also Shraddha. So actually, how we can distinguish actually what is the main flow or main feeling within it, underlying feeling, which is playing within us.
I will stay with this question till next Tuesday. Please repeat this question next Tuesday. We can talk about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Can we conclude by chanting Om? Just close your eyes gently. Have a beautiful smile on your face. Relax your body. As I said, be thankful for all that you have. Be thankful to the existence. Asato ma sagamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, God, for giving us air to breathe. Thank you, God, for giving us water to drink. Thank you, God, for giving us sun for energy. Thank you, God, for giving us good health and happiness. Thank you, God, for giving us positivity. Thank you, God, for giving us all that we need. Thank you, God, for your love, your protection, your guidance, your blessings. Thank you, God, for the existence. Thank you for giving me a chance to serve you.
Thank you,
Thank
Acharya
you.
ji.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Acharya.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you
You
very
too have a
much.
wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, everybody.